Need to go change. All right, well, good evening, Tallahassee, and welcome to FSU Weather, Monday night's edition here. Right now, we're going to be taking a live look at Doak Campbell Stadium. You see those puffy cumulus clouds off in the distance there. I actually took a time lapse of them today. They were so pretty, I just had to get it. 89 degrees, so we are pretty warm here. We're pretty dry as well. We've been enjoying these conditions. It's a little bit of a trade-off between the warm, but you still get the dry along with it. Taking a look around the rest of our area, it can get as high as 90 right now, but 80s for the most part here. We are very comfortably warm, nearing hot here. But for our headlines, we've got an update in the tropics. We'll get to that more later, as well as keep talking about these dry conditions. This is exactly what we've been wanting to see there. And Mythbuster Monday for the second week in a row. All this and more on FSU Weather. Well, hello and welcome to Monday night's edition of FSU Weather. Right now, we are going to be taking a look at some things in the tropics going on, as well as a lot of drier conditions going on right now.
Exactly. I'm student meteorologist Jack Anderson, and I'm so excited to be here. This is my first show back of the school year, and I'm so excited. And like what we've kind of been talking about is we're kind of ready for these fall temperatures. I don't know about you guys, but it's been really hot, and thankfully we're kind of starting to see that. I don't know about you, but it's been a great time to just go outside in the mornings, going on a walk, walking to class. Have you been able to enjoy these fall-like temperatures?
Oh yeah, for sure. We got a little cooler. We're starting to warm back up during the daytime, unfortunately, but in the mornings it's really great because of those dry conditions. We get really cool. I've been getting up not quite so early, but early enough to get to class and walk through that. I choose to park far away and walk further to my classes just to enjoy a little bit of that. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, I don't really like that, we're in the upper 80s as we get into the 90s, but it's great for the people that like to tan, You're really able to soak up some sun right now because we've kind of been in, a nice dry spell, We haven't really had much rain in a really long time, and I don't know about you guys, but something us meteorologists are starting to get worried about as we go into the spring semester because we are a little bit more concerned with wildfires and that potentially, if that could be something that we have to be watching. So I know we also will be talking about the tropics and really seeing what to expect because we are thankfully excited to finally be able to talk about a storm, but hopefully it won't be something that we have to worry about us here in Florida. But again, we do have something that we'll talk about later on the show about that.
Yeah, for sure. I am definitely, the tropics are something I'm going to see it, I'll believe it when I see it kind of happening, but it is something to talk about, something to not be concerned about yet. Just let us, get to there. But of course, we'll talk about that later in the show. But I think for now, we're going to take it on over to the local with you because we've got a short cast list tonight here. Be facilitating this for you guys.
Yes, thank you so much. We have a two-man show and we love it because, we get time to just really work and, as student meteorologists, but you can see right now as we look into the local overall super nice and skies as we look all across the board, really something that we're really able to take advantage of, just being able to enjoy these really nice conditions. Again, really not anything on the radar to be worrying about. We have a little bit of ground scatter, but overall nothing to worry about, just some great weather conditions. I mean, even with temperatures a little hot personally for most of us as we go up to Mariana, it's 90 degrees. And like we normally see a little cooler as we get to the coast. That's why we see 84 for you in Apalachicola. But overall, these temperatures are very nice. And again, this is all because of our current dew points that we are watching. Overall, very mild conditions like we've talked about all across the board. It's not too dry, not too, muggy. So it's really just some great temperatures and great dew points. So we're really able to look. Our feel-like temperatures, again, are really close to our actual temperatures. And that is just because the dew points are very low, again, and not really anything that we have to worry about. As we go into tonight's forecast, really not a cloud in the sky as we get all the way up to you into Valdosta. And like we do have a couple clouds for you, 67 for you in Apalachicola and Carabel. But overall, again, it's super nice conditions if you guys want to go out and, stare at the stars. These 62, 60 degrees temperatures are really nice, just so get outside, enjoy it as we get a little bit cooler, hopefully, in the next coming months. But again, that's all for our local. And now we are going to talk about our next thing that we're talking about is our tropics. So will you give us a good look on that?
Perfect. Yeah, we're going to take it on over to Florida, or what could potentially be affecting Florida right now. We take a look at the tropics that has updated as of 2 p.m. today. A 90% chance in the next 7 days. 50% chance in the next 2 days. And of course, it's a little too early to tell, but we'll keep you updated as we get closer. Taking a look at our live radar of what's affecting us right now. A couple of pop-ups along the Florida coast, but a little bit drier than what we've been seeing relative to the last week here. A couple of pop-ups there around Miami. And if we take a little bit of a look further north, same thing for you guys up there. But again, that low has started to make its way from the Gulf side over to the Atlantic. So we're getting just a little bit of relief here. Current temperatures show a lot of 80s for most of us here, and a little bit of a storm down there, obviously, as we saw in West Palm Beach, but mostly sunny here in Tallahassee today, and Pensacola looking pretty good as well. Tonight in Florida, we're going to cool down quite a bit, especially in the Panhandle here, and that's because we're a little bit further away from the water and we're a little bit drier as well. So those cool temperatures, that fall-like feel that you've been wanting to see, we're finally getting it just a little bit in the morning and nighttime as we take a look at what might affect us there in the future. Just a couple of pop-ups, and then we're going to go a little bit closer to Wednesday. That's when we could see a little bit more there on the southern edge of Florida, helping with a little bit of that drought that we've been seeing there in southwest Florida. This might pop up. It looks like a bigger system. Of course, a little bit too early to tell just how big that low could be coming towards Florida, but giving a lot of moisture down there to South Florida. Here in the Panhandle, though, we've been relatively dry. Tomorrow, we're going to continue that trend. 90 degrees here in Tallahassee. We're warming up quick during the daytime, but we're going to take it on over now to the southeast with Jack. He's going to tell us a little more about that.
Yes, exactly. I mean, really what we've been watching about is dry conditions, really just kind of like what we're seeing in the Panhandle. We'll be talking later on. We do have a couple, blobs of rain, but overall right now it's really nothing. I mean, we can see great conditions all across the board. Look at you, 91 for you in Nashville, as well as 91 for you in Tampa. So at the live radar, just kind of like what I've really been talking about. Overall, really not anything to worry about. We have our normal sea breeze showers up for you south, and as we go into going off the east coast of Florida, and kind of what we'll talk about later in the national, we do have a little disturbance that we're watching as we go off the coast of North Carolina, which we'll talk about later. But overall, because of no weather that we're really watching, it's causing these temperatures to be super warm, 91 for you in Nashville, 90 for you in Montgomery. Something, it's September and we're really wanting to see these temperatures finally take a little turn as we go to a little cooler in October. So hopefully as we move on to October, it'll be a little better. I mean, look at this hot spot for you, 95 in Shreveport. So kind of really the name of the game of really what we're watching is those warm temperatures as we continue. And kind of like what I talked about for you in the Tallahassee area, again, we're seeing really mild dew points all across the center part of the U.S. Again, 72 for you as your dew point in Miami, and then a little warmer or, higher dew point temperature as we get to you in Little Rock and Shreveport. Now, as we go to our current heat index, just kind of what we're talking about, 95 for you in Little Rock. I mean, our high is 95 in Shreveport, and it's 98 here. So again, it's really close to our actual temperature because our dew points are really not something that we're having to worry about or watch as we go. Now, as we go into tonight's forecast, the same thing. It's a little cooler as we go to you, 63 in our lovely Tallahassee. We love Tallahassee for that reason. And as we warm back up, we can really see Little Rock and Shreveport. Same thing as we get a little warmer compared to Tallahassee, and even 78 for you in Miami. Now, we're going to take a quick look at you at Fort Myers. And again, your normal pop-ups that we see at the day-to-day temperatures, 40% of rain for you on Wednesday, and will increase as we go on to Thursday, and then decrease a little bit for you on Friday, back to the 50%. Now, same thing with Nashville. Look at this, 91 degrees as we start off the day, Tuesday and Wednesday, warming up to 94 on Thursday, and then finishing off in the 93 on Friday. Now, what's really great to point out is we do have our lows, thankfully, but you can see they're super nice in the 60s, but warming straight up to the 90s is really something that we do have to watch, and something I don't know about you guys, but not something I really would like to be out for. If you're out in Charlotte, I mean, same thing. You can see it's starting off pretty cool. That is because we are looking at this rain that's right off the coast of you in North Carolina, and that's causing these temperatures to continue to be lower. But we're going to warm back up to 88 for you on Friday, and again, that's rain, that disturbance will move out of the area, causing for perfect temperatures and perfect sky conditions as we get to you starting off for a lovely week and weekend. And now as we look into tomorrow's forecast, the same thing really that we've been watching, 78 for you in Charlotte. That is our cool spot, and really that's what we've been talking about, is all because of the moisture that we were watching right off the coast of North Carolina. And again, everywhere else, again, super, super nice weather conditions. Not really any clouds to worry about. Partly cloudy skies for you in Mississippi and you in Louisiana. But overall, again, not really any storms that we have to watch. So that is coming from the southeast. And now we're going to take a wider scope at the National with Ainsley.
Yeah, thank you, Jack. So we're going to give it a minute to go over there. All right, current radar and satellite. Right now we see a lot going on in some places, or a little bit of a lot going on in some places. A couple of things over here in North Carolina. We're going to be talking a little bit more on that. I think we're going to zoom in on that next. Yeah, so you can see this little low that's going to be circulating around here. That's actually going to be a cold core low, not a warm core, even though it's going to behave a little bit like a tropical system here. It's going to bring you quite a bit of rain to the North Carolina area. You're going to get pounded in the next couple of days with a lot of precipitation from that storm. We're also going to take it over to here where there's been a little bit of a piece of energy coming off, well, soon to be coming off of the Rockies towards tomorrow. And you can see a little bit of a low circulating way up here. That gave my grandparents a little bit of grief yesterday in Nebraska. A couple of tree branches down, moving very fast there. Upper level winds. SPC outlook is going to show that for tomorrow. Again, moving into Nebraska, so you're not done there yet. Sorry to my grandparents, but we've got that for tomorrow. Just mainly wind and hail is the threat that we are looking at. In terms of your current temperatures, right now we're seeing a lot of 90s here, a big area of high pressure sitting over us here. Partly cloudy in a lot of areas, but still a lot of sunshine, especially for you out there in San Francisco. 77 and sunny. That is my pick right there. That's beautiful. Current dew points, we're going to see some perfect temperatures down here in Tallahassee. That is amazing. 53 right there. Not too dry in many places. Maybe Denver, that might be a little bit dry right now, but we're not as muggy as we have been thanks to that Omega block got locked in, and now we're seeing some drier conditions. In terms of the drought monitor, though, that's going to give us a couple of problems that it could pose here. Tallahassee, I just checked this morning. We're finally starting to see a slight little bit of drought, but Florida, you've been getting a lot of rain recently. It's been getting a little bit better down there, actually. Out west, not so much. We're still seeing a lot of that's been sitting there for quite a while. And this is what the future is going to kind of look like. You see that low circulating around North Carolina. That's going to make landfall in the next couple of days here. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to get a lot of rain there, but this is that piece of energy coming off of the Rockies that's going to impact the Central Plains. As we take a look at tonight's temperatures, 60s for the most part. We're warming up quick, cooling down quick. So the temperatures seem like they might be skyrocketing during the day, and they're going to do that again tomorrow. 92 there in New Orleans, 95 in Dallas. A couple of cooler temperatures up in places like Billings. That is going to give you a little bit of relief, but as we take a look at the temperature outlook, you guessed it, we are still very high and dry and warm for the next couple of weeks here. And now I think we're going to take it on over to the desk, which I'm going to be walking over to right now, to join Jack for Mythbusters, I believe.
Yes. Mythbuster Monday. I don't know about you, but I'm so excited for this. Our lovely team leader, Iona, has been getting this set up for us, and I'm very excited, to see what this happens to entail. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's see.
So let's see, what's the first myth? Since I am inside my house and out of the storm, I am completely safe from lightning. What do you think about that? Is that a possibility?
False.
It is false.
Yeah.
Are we correct? Let's see if we are correct. And that is false, exactly. Something we should definitely be worried about because lightning is a very severe and harmful to many Americans, all if they do not take proper precautions. So make sure you know about your lightning safety.
And always better safe than sorry, for sure. We were just talking about this at my internship over the summer. They did a news story. One person's house in Omaha, a gas line got struck by lightning outside of the house, inside the house. They took a picture of their shower head, and it was not incinerated, but there was burn marks around the shower. So you are not safe all the time. Always make sure to take those precautions. And just because you're in shelter inside does not mean you're automatically safe. Stay inside, stay away from electrical appliances, unplug them if you can, and yeah, I'll let you read the second paragraph there.
Yeah, always stay away from doors and windows. I mean, that is the main thing that we see. Make sure you stay away from those windows because you're not truly inside if you're looking outside and, seeing all the potential lightning strikes, you're just staring, because I know us meteorologists, we love to go outside and look and see the weather, but sometimes that can be a hindrance, and that is something why we do need to worry about our lightning safety. Just like that, we stay away from telephone pole lines, cords, plumbing, and even metal windows and door frames are all lightning conductors and pose a threat. So again, a lot more things than what normal people would think about, but it is something that, we should definitely care about, and something that you guys should all make sure you know your lightning safety, and make sure you stay alert and active for your weather news and alert system to let you know if a severe thunderstorm or tornado potentially could be coming to your area.
Yeah, and also if you think you're outside of the storm and you are safe, if you hear thunder at all, go inside. I just saw a thing the other day that was like, there's a ton of injuries / fatalities that happen with men playing golf. If you hear thunder,
Yep.
just go inside. Like, it's not worth the 9 holes that you're gonna try to get in really quick. Just go inside. We see this happen all the time, a lot of times with positive lightning strikes. It's just not worth it. You think you're safe, just always take precaution. Better safe than sorry.
And I mean, like, kind of what most of us know is that Florida has the most lightning strikes out of any state in the United States. And guess what? We live in Florida, so that is definitely something that we should be worried about and taking precautions. So, I mean, I'm very happy about this myth because, I mean, we're learning a lot from it and learning what to do out of it. So I think it's a great thing to be talking about and be discussing
yeah, for
about.
sure. And one more thing is I noticed that there was, I think I was watching something the other day, and it was like 25 million lightning strikes per year, but that is just cloud to ground. However many cloud to cloud lightning strikes there are, there's probably a ton more. So,
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Always be safe. This has been our FSU weather of the semester, or of the day.
Yeah.
Our brains are fried at this point. We've been doing a lot of talking, but follow us on all our socials, on Facebook, FSU Weather.
Yes, and you can also follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather.
And also, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube at FSU Weather.
And now we'll take a final look after you follow us on TikTok at FSU Weather and take a final great look at a wonderful week ahead.